But you know what isn't poorly translated? Where is it? Maitetsu. Very, very easy transition for that one. You know, the ones before that I had to think about it a bit too much. And it came out shit. But that one, that was a good one. Anyway though, last time we played through Makota's route, she was very hot and she didn't really change in my rankings. I mean, kind of did. It's more like she's closer to the top 3 than before. But that's beside the point, because this time we're playing through Kisaki's route. And if you didn't know, Kisaki, I like her, but she is still 8th on the leaderboard. So maybe, you never know, maybe Kisaki will impress me. Maybe I'll like her so much that she will no longer be 8th. But enough stalling, and let's see. So let's don the appropriate attire and let's get into it, shall we?
Sate to. 今日のお仕事はこれで終わりだね。お疲れ、響。これからどうする？
Hibiki's face happily turns toward Kisaki's voice.
木崎先輩も村上さんもお疲れ様です。今日も私たくさん助けてもらっちゃいました。
I am curious to see how long Kisaki's route is, considering that Makota's route was surprisingly long, right? It was still only 3 chapters, but compared to the rest of the game, it's still pretty long. So I wonder if Kisaki's is similar, right?
持ちつ持たれつさ。僕らは利益共同体だから。
Hibiki smiles brightly and playfully. Murakami does a little bow, and then quickly turns back to his computer.
疲れてないなら、食事でもしながらもう少し打ち合わせるかい？疲れは特にないんですけど。
He hesitates for a moment before looking at me questioningly.
ああ、もしも僕が仕事の話の邪魔になるなら。
邪魔なんてそぎゃんわけ。そんなことありえませんよ、兄さん。いや、これは僕の言い方が良くなかったね。
The Kumamoto dialect seems to slip out, though it can't be that she's just surprised at something. It could be just that she's just surprised at something. Kisaki's smile suddenly devolves into an expression of defiance.
仕事の打ち合わせは口実だ。時間をとって、もう少し突っ込んだ話をできないものかと思ってね。
そういうことなら大歓迎だ。
I look at Hibiki, who nods silently in return. Her eyes indicate uneasiness, a feeling I hurry to resolve.
主張をぶつけ合うだけでない。実りある話し合いができれば、と願っている。
I say in an attempt at reassuring Hibiki, but not at the expense of speaking from my heart. Seeing Hibiki and Kisaki work together for the sign making provided me a new understanding.
見ているもの、見えているものが違うようだが、お人よの発展を願う気持ちは同じだと感じたからな。
僕も似たような感じを受けた。だから話し合いたい。君が何を見て、誘致反対の立場にいるのか知りたいね。
何でも遠慮なく聞いてくれ。が、その辺を複雑なく話すなら。
ああ、そうか。移動はしない方がいいね。 他人の目があるところでは。
うん。迷惑にならんようなら、ここでこのまま。
じゃあ、食事を何か取り寄せよう。そうだな。ピザは嫌いなら他のものでも。
Pizza.
いや、こだわらん。お任せしよ
よし、決まりだ。注文をお願いできるかな。いつものと、あとはまあ、バランスを見て。かしこまりました。
Urakami takes out his cell phone and starts ordering immediately. Seeing how smooth his movements are, I feel a small bit of doubt sprouting up within me.
う。いつもの、と言っていたが、それほどピザをよく頼むのか？
この部屋で食事をするときには、割とね。手軽に食べられてすぐ届くから。
I had to break it to you, Kisaki, but pizza is definitely not a light meal. It's funny because I had pizza last night.
ピザが手軽か？食べづらいもののように思うが。
That's what I'm saying. The difficult part is not me, but heavy is true. That laugh doesn't seem like Kisaki. A very innocent smile.
それは食べ慣れないからさ。コツがあるんだ。仕事をしながら食べるためのね。
Listen. I eat pizza a lot. I know the trick.
仕事しながら？食事の時もか？
団らんしての食事じゃない時はね。食事の時間を削れば、その分他で自由に使える時間が増えるわけだし。
Look, Kisaki, food is meant to be enjoyed, alright? And if you're eating it while working, you're not really enjoying the food, are you? Look, I get that you have to optimize everything in your life, but at least have food be the one thing you don't need to optimize, alright?
なるほどな。
And not a Kisaki's method of efficiency, but that brings up another doubt. I may just be old-fashioned, but that doesn't seem right. Is it really alright for things to be like that? She's the branch manager at a bank, even at such a young age, and she's already achieved such impressive results and reputation like this. I can easily tell that it's the result of an insane amount of hard work.
おう、届いたね。
本当に早いな。
そう感じるかい？だいたいいつでもこんなものだけど。
It must be because Kisaki's a regular customer. While I debate whether or not to say that, the pizza box quickly gets unsealed.
さあ、好きなのを取ってくれ。ああ、私はそれじゃあ、ミックスピザの方、いただきます。
Urakami also takes 3 slices of the mixed topping pizza and returns to his seat. But like, isn't most pizza mixed topping? This must be a typical scene here.
そうたつ？
ああ、うん。
There's a large mixed topping and a smaller pepperoni. Only one though. I take 1 slice of the mixed topping pizza while Kisaki quickly snags a slice of pepperoni. Only one though.
いいかい？ほら、こうすれば。
As if to demonstrate it to me, Kisaki definitely uses her left hand to fold the pizza.
仕事をしながらこぼさずいける。
Yeah, I do that. Like, it's not like this mind-blowing strategy of this brand new way to efficiently eat pizza. Look, here's what I do. I like take 1 bite of the, how would you say, the tip? What? the most pointy part of the pizza slice, right? And then you fold it, because if you fold it without eating the first part, the toppings fall off. Her free right hand uses the mouse as she checks her PC screen. The way she does it makes it seem like she's done this song and dance a time or two. Despite that, though, it still makes me feel uneasy.
まともな食事はとっているのか?
I ask Hibiki of Kisaki instead of Kisaki, and she answers with a troubled voice.
私と一緒に外食の時は、ファーストフードとか喫茶店とか。
軽食ばかりか。
You sure about that?
って、こう見えて支店長だよ。僕は。パーティーでの会食だのがない日の方が少ないくらいだ。
You know, maybe for Kisaki it's considered a light meal, but fast food is most of the time not very light.
いや、豪勢な食事ではなく、言うなれば家庭料理をだ。野菜の煮物だの、ひじきだの。
ひじき?
Yeah, I'm a bit shocked. Why did he bring up seaweed? She repeats what I said with a surprised face. Kisaki looks at me like I've grown a third ear.
なんでそんなことを? そうです。君は僕のお母さんか何かなのかい?
Do you have a mother? We've never seen her.
無論違うが、
She has a point. I have no right to say anything of the sort to her. Despite how orderly Kisaki looks, seeing her diet like this makes me a bit nosy.
すまん。気になってしまってな。
謝らなくても。気にかけてもらえるのはありがたいしね。でも、そんなことより、もっと大事な話をしよう。
She licks the cheese off the tip of her finger before wiping off the remaining grease with a napkin. The grease I expect, but what do you mean cheese? Because the best part about a pizza is that the bottom is mostly bread, and sometimes it's a bit greasy, right? Because of the toppings on top of it. But other than that, it's mostly clean to eat pizza. Right? She just declared, just as she declared, her high-efficiency meal is already finished.
エアクラ工場からの排水は国の基準値を満たしている。法的にも環境保全の面からも全く問題のないものだ。
承知している。
Thanks to her getting right to the point, it helps me switch gears mentally. The issue at hand isn't Hosho Kisaki's daily diet.
だが、基準値内であるということと、影響が及ばぬということとはイコールではない。
それはおかしくないかい、相鉄。悪影響が出ないよう、規制範囲を定められるだろう。
Yeah, but the regulations are set on like regular water, right? For most rivers that go through a town, that's what the regulations are for. Not like this special case where Ohitio's lakes and rivers are just that much better in terms of water quality, right? Purity, I guess, even though pure water is not really that good.
お人よは焼酎の町であり、温泉の町だ。水の変化から受ける影響はそれだけ大きいものになる。
Right, yeah. The regulations are also very much, how would I say, isolated to one point, right? It is regulated, right? Like, hang on, what did she say again? Yeah, the aircraft factory meets regulatory values, but how does those but does the regulatory values include other businesses in the mix or something like that? That also use the water. A troubled groan, Kisaki slows down her speech.
受ける影響が大きいのではなくて、変化に対してナイーブなだけという可能性は？
ナイーブか。
I've talked about it with Hibiki too, but the difference in position is caused by the difference one can see. You can't see what you don't want to see, and people will seek what they want to see. At her foundation, Hibiki understands how important water is to shochu making, but Kisaki doesn't understand how vital it is. How can I communicate it to her?
思い当たるところがあるかい？なら。
He's trying to.
ああ、いや、違う。沈黙は疑問を感じていたからだ。
That's not how you should have responded to that question.
疑問？どんな？
宝生妃、君は。
I'm almost positive that I picked up on her care for Ohitoyo. But there's a difference in which parts of Ohitoyo that we each value.
例えば、銀行の仕事において、君が一番大切にしていることは何だ？
お金だよ。それが銀行のすべてだからね。
Right. An instant reply, not even a second of hesitation. I'm actually impressed by what a clear answer she gave me.
きっぱり、金か。
という反応を見せるよね。お金の価値を正しく理解していない人は。
お金の価値。
Kisaki reacts with a smile. A cold, almost calculated look.
そうてつ。君にとってお金とは何かな？まずはそれを僕に聞かせてくれないか？
Money is what lets me upgrade my PC so that I can stream. I don't even need it for streaming, bro. I'm fucking playing visual novels. I don't need to upgrade my PC. But I just need it to play. I need more money so I can play with my friends.
金とは。
I take a moment to get my thoughts in order. When it comes down to it, money's a substitute for things that make life more convenient, and it's a substitute for.
金は労働の対価だな。それを引き換え、別の労働の対価を得る。
へえ。いい答えだね。予想より。と言っては失礼だけど、いい答えだ。
She seems satisfied as she stands up.
この部屋からは1階フロアを見下ろせる。響には見せたことがあるよね。
With the conversation directed toward her, Hibiki quickly wolfs down the rest of her pizza. The mixed topping pizza is gone before I know it.
見せてもらってすごかった。
ほう。
実際なかなかの光景かと思うよ。ちょうど閉店したばかりだし、相鉄にもぜひ見てみてほしい。
うん。
I head to the window as I was instructed and look at the first floor.
お。
I can't seem to hold my surprise back. It shows a completely different chaotic scene that makes me doubt I'm in a bank.
閉店後だろう。お客もいないのになぜこんなにバタついているのだ。
銀行業務は閉店後からが本番だからさ。
Kisaki draws close to me. As she says that, her eyes are shining with pride.
電子化された部分がどれほど増えようと、窓口業務は決してなくならない。
だろうな。僕も税金やら保険料やらを銀行で取り扱ってもらうことがある。
What do you mean sometimes pay your taxes? Are you not paying your taxes, Sotetsu? Because where else do you pay your taxes to?
そうなんだ。ご利用 ありがとうございます。
Uh-oh. Sotetsu commits tax evasion. Her sentiments sound sincere. The way Kisaki holds her posture upright while completing her work proves it.
そうしたお客様をお待たせする時間を短縮するため、各種の事務はどうしても後回しになる。
ああ、なるほど。そのツケを閉店後に一気に払うのか。
そうだね。まさしく。ツケは正しく生産される必要が。おっと。
I hear murmuring on the first floor. A bunch of people are gathering at a single table.
残念。今日は不都合が出たようだ。
不都合。
突合とは、伝票集計と現金残高とが一致すること。それが合わないのが不都合。
That makes sense.
帳面と現金が合わんのか。最悪だな。
Even as a liquor wholesaler, whenever you deal with money for a job, these issues are bound to happen.
銀行でもそんなことが起こるのか。金を扱う人も機械も、まさしく専門のものであろうに。
それでも起こる。人間の側のミスが多いけれども、稀には機械が不具合を出すこともある。
It's not usually, it's most of the time human error.
起きた時にはどうするのだ？
原因を究明する。それなしには閉店できない。だからともかく、合わない額を9で割る。
See, it's mostly human error, and then when it's machine error, you go back to try fix the cause, and you realize it was also human error.
9で。
桁違いか位違いが原因の時は9で割り切れるから。例えば、そうだね。820円を支払う状況を想定しよう。
Kisaki taps on the keyboard to type out 820 on the screen.
しかし、窓口がうっかり82000円を払ってしまった。この場合は、81180円の不足が出るよね。
Huh? Yeah, I guess.
81180は、なあ、9で割り切れる数字だな。
Yeah. Kisaki looks up at me with a softening gaze.
へえ、暗算が得意なのかい？
It's not that hard. Right? Especially with 81.
いや、大学の友人に数学の得意なものがいて、それに習った。
You add all the digits in a number until it's a single digit. For example, with 35,468, it's 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 equals 26. Then 2 plus 6 equals 8. The number that's outputted will have the same remainder if divided by 9. Interesting. I mean, yeah, it works, right? Because you've got 8 plus 1 plus 1 plus 8, which are both 9, so then 9 plus 9 is well, you get 9 plus 9 is 18, so then 1 plus 8 is 9, so then... I've never heard of this before, but I will start using it. But even excluding sums of 9, the answer is the same.
究極法か。使っているかい？
いや、暗算自体をあまりしないので、電卓を使った方が確実だ。
True.
とも言い切れないさ。入力ミスは不都合の原因のベスト5に入る。
Yeah, but most of those mistakes are caused by human error.
では、僕の場合は電卓の方が確実だと言い直そう。暗算ミスなら入力ミスの10倍は起こしてしまいそうだ。
それほど暗算が苦手なんだね。
I mean, aren't most people when they leave high school? The warmth in her voice drops as if she's disappointed.
少し残念。究極法の原理が理解できていれば、踏み込んだ説明も容易になったのだけれどね。
Kisaki, I don't know what you expected considering that his job doesn't involve numbers, whereas yours does. She quickly changes pace and moves her mouse. Kisaki points my attention back to the 820 number.
とにかく、桁違いの場合と、位違い。820円に対し、280円を支払ったような場合は、差額は9で割り切れる。
820 minus 280. It's a difference of 540 yen. I see. That is divisible by 9. Yeah, it's fucking 60. 9 times 60 is 540.
不都合の原因は、位違いか桁違いかが大半だから、9で割れた場合には、まずそこを疑って確認し直す。
桁違いと位違いが原因でないときには、
現金を数え直して、伝票内容と入力内容のチェック。各端末の利用記録と伝票とを付き合わせる。
Kisaki's eyes turned to look out the window below. It seems that is exactly what they're doing now.
振り替え、振込伝票を再確認して、それでもなければ。
The echoing cheers of it matches from down below even reach up to where we are. The bank employees now start packing up to go home.
よかった。今回はすぐに終わったね。ああ、両替駅に現金の置き忘れがあったのか。
Why was she? Hang on, go back. Because I need to go back because they don't replay the animations.
よかった。今回はすぐに終わったね。
Why did you do that?
両替駅に現金の置き忘れがあったのか。
You like looked left and right. Why did you do that, Kisaki? I don't understand how, but it seems like she just read the situation just from how the employees move. I mean, I don't know how long she's been doing it, but she's clearly experienced in it. Working at a bank, that is. And maybe other things. I'm impressed in more ways than one, but Hibiki, on the other hand, seems exasperated.
今のですぐに
I think Hibiki got confused at 81,018 at 81,118.
もちろん。今の程度はトラブルのうちに入らないよ。
ならば、トラブルと呼ぶほどの問題は。
わからないときは朝までかけてもわからない。その場合には、次の日も、その次の日も原因を探す。何日も？そう。合わない以上は原因がある。それを突き止めないのなら、現金を扱う資格を失う。
Yeah. Say that to the Greece government. Her statement is full of spirit. It could be out of focus on efficiency, but Kisaki's personal stance on the matter could also be coming into play.
現金を扱う資格とは、たとえ合わないのが1円でもか。
Yeah.
そうだね。金額の高は関係ない。仮に1円の不都合でも、原因は必ず明らかにする。
For a brief moment, Kisaki frowns, a wrinkle forming between her brows.
他の可能性が全て潰れてしまった場合には、防犯カメラで行員の動きを逐一チェックしてでも、ね。ああ。
I see. That's the type of work the bank does.
不正の目をそうして積まねばならぬのか。
ミスと不正はいつだって二人連れなのさ。だから原因を必ず潰して、入り口で止める。
Beyond Kisaki's watchful gaze, not a single person is left on the first floor. I sense that their quickness into action is thanks to the rules and overall organizational structure.
環境が緩めば人は緩む。1円の誤差を許容すれば、それは必ず10円、100円となってしまう。
Kisaki turns toward me this time.
お金は労働の対価だと。相鉄の答えは確かに正しい。その上で僕は、お金とは信頼そのものだとも考える。
お金は、なるほど。信頼か。
何がなるほど？
皆がお金を信頼せねば、紙幣など、ただの紙切れになってしまうということだ。
Hibiki's head turns to the side. Looking at that, Kisaki takes a 10,000 yen bill from her wallet and then takes a memo pad with 10,000 yen written on it.
これは、両方とも1万円札だ。日の本銀行発行のものと、宝生木個人が発行したものと。
Once again, she did the shifty eyes.
このうちの片方は、日の本全国各地で使え、もう片方は、誰からも通貨として扱ってもらえない。そんなの、当たり前じゃないですか。
Hibiki says in a doubting way. Kisaki smiles.
なぜ、当たり前なのかな。だって、木崎先輩の手書きのやつは、1万円って書いただけの、ただの紙切れ。
She gets it now. She understands. Hibiki's eyes glitter and widen.
でも、だけど、同じ、本物の1万円札も、綺麗に印刷されてはいるけど、やっぱり、紙切れ。
I mean, like, it's more than just a piece of paper, but it's, yeah, the point still stands.
ただの紙切れが通貨として、労働力の代替物として通用するのは、そこに信頼があるからだよね。なんですね。商品券とかもそうですよね。使えるってわかってる。信頼できるから紙切れじゃない。
言い換えれば、発行元に対する信頼が通貨の価値を担保しているということになるか。
If that trust is broken, for example, if the economy of the issuing nation crashes, so does the currency. Oh boy. I think this is a bit too fucking close to home in most countries this currently. The paper currency of yesterday becomes nothing but paper that will not even buy you a piece of bread anymore. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet. You know, deflation becomes a bigger issue the more you print money. Currently most countries are suffering from inflation. Since the US printed so much money during COVID.
銀行はお金という形の信頼を扱っている場所だ。だからたとえ1円だろうと、それを損ねることはできない。
なるほど。それが宝生木にとってのお金の価値か。
I can identify with that, but once that thought crossed my mind, I felt embarrassed.
すまない態度を見せてしまった。言葉の真意もわからず、金が大事と聞いただけで、君を主戦度のように誤解した。
お金をただ溜め込むことにはむしろ否定的だよ。お金は正しく流通させてこそのお金だと思うから。
That's a good mindset, especially for someone in the bank. It is better to have money circulating in the economy than having most people hoarding it.
なるほどな。
I understand Hosho Kisaki's values better when she compares money with trust.
そうだ。言い換えれば、ほとんど同じことなのだ。
相鉄？
聞いてくれ、宝生妃。
I look directly at her and tell her in a straightforward way.
銀行にとっての1円が、焼酎酒造にとっては、熊川の水の一滴なのだ。
She looks like she's caught off guard. Kisaki blinks a few times, then weakly tells me,
ああ。そうか。なるほど。なるほど。それは譲れないところだね。
そうだ。ただの一歩でも譲っては、熊焼酎が今まで積み重ねてきた信頼を破壊してしまう。
うん。
1円を大事にせず、守ることができぬ銀行を、一体、どこの誰が使うのか、という話かとも思う。
slowly and cautiously, Kisaki nods.
使わないね。そんな銀行。だから、水も守れない焼酎は飲まれなくなる。
God damn it. Fucking audio.
だろうと僕は確信している。すぐには影響が出なくても、いずれは徐々に、確実に。
となると、お人よは熊焼酎というブランドを失う。その逸失利益は確かに無視できるものとも思えない。
ならばどうだ。工場誘致の件、再検討をしてもらえんか。
慌てないでくれ、相鉄。そこまでのこと、支店長レベルで即決できるわけがないだろう。
そうか。
I got over eager knowing that I got through to her. Kisaki forces a smile and starts playing with her hair between her fingertips.
ひとまずは。とにかく、数字を出させてほしい。熊焼酎というブランドを逸失してしまった場合。
I like how we are once again focused on Kuma Shochu instead of the fucking train. A rough smashing kind of knocking. Kisaki's shoulders twitch.
父さん、頭取。
入っていいか？仕事の話だ。
ちょっと待って。今、来客中、響と相鉄が来てるんだ。
ほう。
Why did he say it like that?
うん。一つ大きな誤解がある。
What the fuck is this table? Why is it a triangle, man? Where'd the other half go? He'd come to visit Kisaki, but he intently listens to what we have to say. We tell him exactly what we told Kisaki, to which he counters our argument.
水環境のことなど買い手は気にせんよ。購買の判断基準はうまいまずいと高い安いとだけだ。
No.
I can't think of a counter argument immediately. That is true. It's the blunt truth.
けど、酒造はそれを気にします。そこを譲れば何か大事なものが失われます。
What is lost? Pride, tradition, and the confidence that comes from that. That may be true.
一滴の水を守れぬことから味が落ちるというのなら、熊焼酎は所詮そのレベルの酒とも言えるだろう。
This is another fact that is difficult to counter. If our reasoning is that the quality of Kuma Shochu would be so deeply affected from this, it wouldn't be unreasonable to say that their quality must not have been that good to begin with.
逆に聞こう。熊焼酎とは水の一滴を損ねることで壊れてしまう程度の酒かね。
そぎゃんこつあるわけなか。
Yeah, but you know that you can say the same about the bank. would losing a single yen hurt the... Is the bank so weak that losing a single yen would completely lose trust of the customers? I don't know if I said that right. That the customers would completely lose trust?
ならば、何の問題もない。
In just a few words, he completely shook up our arguments. Well, that's because you didn't compare it to the bank like you did with Kisaki. Backed into a corner, and at a loss for words, Hibiki looks to me for help.
確かに、ご主張の点はその通りかと思います。
But even so, I want to face this head on. I want to hone myself through Hosho Mototada's discipline.
ですが、僕らには水を汚すメリットはない。反面、すぐに見えずとも長期的なリスクは大きい。
メリットならある。お人よしが衰退してしまうのなら、熊城中も熊川下りも鉄道も衰退していく。
お人よしの衰退を防ぐことと工場誘致とは直結しない。僕らは他のやり方でお人よを再興できると考えています。
おお、他のアイデアがあるというなら面白い。
Mr. Mototada smiles as he rubs his chin.
ならば優劣を競おうではないか。闘争だ。
闘争。
支店長として、そのご意見には異議を唱えさせていただきます。
I was taken aback by the bold statement, but in that instant, she jumps in to ruin the atmosphere. Kisaki appears unfazed as she quickly stares at Hoshomoto Tada.
異議とは？
お人よしが二分されるのは好ましくありません。できる限り多くからの同意を得られるように。
もちろんそうした努力も行う。が、譲れぬ者同士であればぶつかるしかない。
Yeah, but that's the problem with two-party systems. How the fuck? Why can I tie this so easily back into fucking politics?
そうでしょうか。
After a clash, the weaker side gets absorbed by the stronger side. Unfortunately, that's not how it works in democracy. Fortunately, I guess. I'm sure that's one way to hone one's strength, but I don't believe that's what Ohito wants right now.
あなたの目標とて、エアクラ工場誘致自体ではないはずだ。誘致はあくまで、お人よ再生、経済振興の手段ですよね。
So fucking bullshit. It was 6 fucking minutes. And what? Yep. Thanks, RBS.
あなたの目標とて、エアクラ工場誘致自体ではないはずだ。誘致はあくまで、お人よ再生、経済振興の手段ですよね。
はっは。つまりはこう言いたいわけか。工場誘致より優れたお人よ再生計画があると。
というよりむしろ、工場誘致はさほど優れた再生計画ではない気がします。
おお。
His eyes squint a little at me. His expression reminds me of Kisaki and makes me realize that they are father and daughter after all. Yeah, they both have white hair, but one's because he's old and the other's because she's Japanese. She's anime character.
さっきの例えを借りるなら、うまくはないが安い酒。お人よ市民の大多数は工場誘致をそう捉えている。
なるほどね。
Kisaki seems amused by that. For a brief moment, Hosomoto Tada looks irritated by it.
しかしだ。お人よは困窮している。安酒であれ、それがなければ乾ききるほどに。
Oh. He's worried for the people, as if it were his own problem. I look over at the aircraft employee, Urakami, who's still here apparently, he just hasn't spoken up since before. I know he can hear everything, but his expression doesn't change.
安くてうまい酒があるなら、私にも飲ませてほしいものだ。
今すぐに用意できるものでもありません。が、
これから用意するつもりかね。温泉と焼酎と、それに鉄道を加えて。
おっしゃる通り、その線を基本と考えています。
It's not from the nose. Although thin in build, I notice his broad shoulders shrugging.
それならすべてが過去の遺物だ。お人よの再生にはつながらんよ。
一個一個を取り上げるならそうであるかもしれません。が、連携させれば全く新しい価値を創出できます。
Well, it would be nice, but you didn't really do that last time, did you? The main 3 routes was mainly focused on the railways. The last route was mainly focused on the shochu, and this route is apparently focusing on the hot springs and the shochu and the railways.
連携ね。
Also, Mototaro's eyes squint again as he sizes me up.
言った通りだ。安くてうまい酒ならば、私も喜んで飲む。
While maintaining the sharp glare, Mr. Mototaro turns to Kisaki.
妃は私の自慢の娘だ。経営計画の立案には役に立つ。相鉄くん、使うか？
What do you mean by that? It's inevitable, but I'm careful in my answer.
妃さんのご助力をいただけるなら、極めてありがたく思います。
ならばお人よし店長、誘致は私の方で進める。君は外れて、別案の方に注力してくれたまえ。
それは。
Kisaki's obviously agitated. Her cheeks are slightly tinted, and she looks back and forth between Mototaro and me.
父と頭取、どっちの立場で？
Which do you want it to be?
業務命令だ、支店長。
そうですか。でしたら、拝命いたします。
Kato running to the bus at an early hour, but wishing you a good stream, stranger. Thank you, Meow.
全力を期待している。私を失望させんでくれよ。
After saying that, Mr. Mototaro turns to me. His eyes don't hold the sharp glare from earlier.
私はね、相鉄くん。その人間の本性は、金の使い方と人の使い方から見えると思っている。
金と人との使い方ですか？
Yes.
見せてもらうよ。君という人間の本性を。
I know he's testing me. At the same time, I ask myself, what kind of person am I? How could I use money or people? How would I use money or people?
と、時間だ。面白い話ができた。感謝する。
I use money on food. Slam. He cuts the conversation short and leaves as quickly as he came in. An awkward silence hangs in the room.
すまない。父が。あれは、ああいう人なんだ。別に、ね。
謝られるようなこととは思わん。実際、良い話し合いをさせてもらった。
いや、いい話し合いって。待たばい！ニーニー、あんな、向こうの思うつぼばい！
I don't think it's that deep. Ikisaki nods to Hibiki's spirited remark. I too feel the same.
確かにな。どう転んでも元正は損をしない。僕らがうまい再建計画を立案できても、そうでなくても。
Hibiki's eyes widen in surprise. Kisaki, on the other hand, seems to look relieved.
兄さん、 それが分かっているならなんで。
実際に良い話だからだ。損がないのは僕らも全く同じだろ
Hosho Mototada isn't the only one who got his way. If we are to build a superior revival plan, he made a de facto promise to retract the factory deal.
それに加えて、宝生妃。君の助力まで得られるのだ。損得で言えば、むしろ僕らの得点の方が多いと思う。
光栄だね。
She reaches out to me with her pale hands.
どう転んでも銀行の利益になる以上、僕も心置きなく全力で君に協力しよう。
心強いな。よろしく頼む。
こちらこそ。
A short handshake, but strong. Maybe she put too much hot sauce on the pizza. She put sauce on the pizza? I don't remember her doing that. Kisaki's hands are a little sweaty.
で、具体的に君たちの計画はどの程度進んでいるんだい？
残念ながら、まだほとんど。8620。鉄道をどう活用するかも確定してない状況だ。
なるほど。では、まずはそこから視察させてもらうとするかな。
了解だ。
Hibiki's pouting for some reason. But beyond that, she almost seems to be in pain.
どうした、響？
なんでもないです。大丈夫。
Yep. 8 minutes this time. So, not as bad as last time. Motherfucker.
どうした、響？
なんでもないです。大丈夫。
An obvious fake smile. Hibiki continues to try to cover it up.
ちょっと気になって、あれです。元忠さん、木崎先輩のお父さん。父が気になったって、一体。そう、木崎先輩に話があってきたはずなのに。
From her neck up, Kisaki turns red.
先輩？それは、あれだよ。響。
Kisaki glances for a moment at me, then quickly looks over at Hibiki again.
あの人は、あれで要件を済ませたんだよ。全部、ね。多分。
Huh? It looks like she's talking to herself, but she still seems awfully bashful about it. Kisaki breaks out into a smile that I find natural for her age.
あれは、そういう人なんだ。
Huh? How vague. Maitetsu.
すまないね。こんな時間に呼び出して。
いや、構わん。僕とて酒造の端くれとはいえ一員だ。早起き程度は苦にもならんさ。
We're at the branch manager's office early in the morning, looking down at the first floor. No one's here yet.
そういうものかい？響は時々眠そうだけど。
響は絵を描く人間だからな。集中すると明け方近くまで起きているようだ。
なるほどね。今日も？
絵が原因かどうかは知らんが、起こしても起きぬようだった。
Kisaki suggested bringing Hibiki if she expressed different. Kisaki suggested bringing Hibiki if she expressed interest. That's why I didn't particularly force her to wake up.
無理やりにでも連れてきた方が良かったか。
いいや。今日の話は、多分、あの子には退屈な内容だと思うし。
Oops. Kisaki smiled as she glances over at her unmanned desk. There's a stack of papers on top.
浦上さんは？
勤務時間前だもの。僕の都合で早朝出勤をさせたくもないからね。
Her circumstances. Kisaki's trying to match mine. I have the train operation training, so early morning's the best for me to sit down and talk.
あ、そこを座って。
I sit on the sofa as directed, and Kisaki goes to make some coffee.
そうだ。少し待ってくれ。朝食はもう済ませたか？
うん。これが終わったら適当に取ろうと思ってたけど。
ならよかった。嫌いでなければつまんでくれ。
Inside the first lunchbox are bite-sized rice balls filled with salmon plum or seaweed. The other lunchbox has dried radish strips and a cherry tomato salad.
ああ。なんだ。僕の食生活をそこまで心配してくれたんだ。
Maybe.
余計なお世話とは承知だが、妙に気にかかってな。若い娘が出来合いのものばかりの食事では。
古風だね、相鉄は。うちの父よりよっぽど古い考え方だ。なら、コーヒーは食後にしよう。
ああ、緑茶もあるのか。
もちろん。ご年配の来客も多いんだよ、この部屋は。
An ordinary conversation and meal. Once our stomachs are full, it feels warming to the soul.
ごちそうさま。美味しかった。さすがは枕さんだね。
まさか。朝の枕姉にそこまで負担はかけられぬ。レシピを昨晩教えてもらい、僕が作った。
相鉄が？
Of course he did. Her eyes widen as she looks at the now empty lunchbox. Kisaki's face curls into a warm, soft smile, like a fluffy omelette.
それは。本当に美味しかったよ。大したものだ。
そうなのだろうな。枕姉の名が出たのだから。
ごちそうになった分、まずは仕事で返さなくっちゃね。
She wipes her fingers with a napkin and makes a serious face.
早速だけど、これ。
I've given the stack of papers on Urakami's desk.
これは。
The cover and text are easy to read. That's enough to tell me how much detail is in it.
浦上さんの作った資料か。すごいな。というか、ここまでを僕が見てしまっても。
どうぞ遠慮なく扱ってほしい。最初から君に見てもらうために作ってもらった資料だし。
僕のためにこれほどのものをなぜ？
彼の仕事は、お人よに工場を誘致することではなく、最適の場所に工場を立地することだからさ。
ああ。つまり、僕らと浦上さんとの利害は一致するのか。
Yeah, so you have to do Urakami's work so that he can get a more suitable place to put the aircraft factory. If there's a better location for the factory than Ohituyo, it'll move the factory away and be beneficial to Urakami. Once I understand that, all of my hesitation is gone. If that's the case, I'll gladly read it.
ならばゴールは、より先に設定せねばならんな。誘致撤回にとどまらず、 将来的な共存共栄も睨まねば。
共存共栄？お人よしとエアクラ社とのかい？
それもあるし、鉄道とエアクラのというのもある。誘致賛成、反対、どちらの立場のものもあるな。
ああ、
A troubled and forced smile.
直接的、金銭的な利害とも関わる話だからね。誰もが満足する解決案は難しいとは思うけど。
短期的にはそうであっても、長期的な共存共栄であるなら必ず目指せるさ。
Her smile becomes lighter.
驚いた。響の話とはちょっと印象が違うようだね。
響の話？印象とは一体何の？
Your ascetic. How do I pronounce that word? Ascetic. I don't know. And she never saw you desire anything, but in fact you're quite greedy.
僕の話か。欲張りか。
I'm surprised that having that pointed out. It's true though. I am being greedy right now. Before I never would have even thought about what happens after the withdrawal of the factory.
刺激をされて変化したのかもしれないな。
You were touched by Atidoku.
刺激を？何に？
元忠氏や浦上さん、それからもちろん、宝生妃、君にもだ。
After drawing her breath, Kisaki, in a repressed voice, asks me,
僕が相鉄にどんな刺激を？
以前の僕は単純に、自らの目的の達成が全てと、そこまでの視野しか持てていなかったのだが。
Mr. Mototada's and Urakami's views are much wider than mine. If fulfilling my objective just happens to benefit me, I'm fine with that, and assume nothing else.
視野を広げ、対立する者の目的や意図さえ組むことで、目的のさらに先にある、もっと大きなゴールを見つける。
Kisaki slowly nods. Of course she would. She's one of the people who put that to action.
そうした考え方に、そして実践に触れたこと。それがおそらく、僕には大きな刺激となった。
I feel the weight of the data in my hands. Unless this kind of work is done immediately after the conditions are decided, it's impossible to compile such an amount in such a short time.
見習いたいと、素直に思った。おそらくそれが、欲へとつながってくれたのだろう。
そんな欲なら素敵だね。業務を抜きに応援したくなってしまうよ。
Greed are good. A soft smile makes the room feel warmer.
さて、
But Kisaki quickly straightens her expression and takes out the same document from the desk.
エアクラ社がお人用を候補地にしている最大の理由は、九州中央部への生産、販売の拠点としやすいからだ。
Kisaki quickly summarizes the data points. I frantically open up the memo pad, which seems to prompt her to talk slightly slower.
中央といえば聞こえはいいが、過去にも鉄道網のなかった交通困難地域のことか。
Kisaki nods. It's true that automobiles are necessary near the mountainous regions, though that means aircraft should already be widespread there.
他国人のものに比べ、日の本人の新車の定義が極めて狭く厳しいことを知ってるかい？
というと？
Yeah, I don't get it.
たとえ1キロでも走行距離があればダメ。それが0でも展示をされていたものはダメ。とかさ。
Oh, right. Listen. A single kilometer is still too much. a single meter. That's it, and it's already devalued.
なるほど。確かに日の本人は、そうした、ある種潔癖症めいた傾向を強く持っているかもしれんな。
As we agree on this, Kisaki throws a question at me.
相鉄も、その辺を気にする方？
いや、僕は特に実用品などは手に馴染む中古があれば、その方が好ましいくらいだ。
ピカピカの新品を自分好みに馴染ませる方がいいって思わない？
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's, newer things. People aren't allowed to customize anymore.
無論、それはそれで楽しかろうな。が、特にこだわりは感じない。
へえ、そうなんだ。
Kisaki seems a bit disappointed.
まあいいや。そういうこだわりを持つ人が多いから、エアクラの新車販売では、移送手段の確保が重要になる。
まあ、そうか。エアクラでエアクラは。
運べない。狭心崩壊を起こすからね。
Kisaki forces out a smile and taps the paper in front of her.
日の本人特有の潔癖さは、エアクラ本社の想定外だった。他国では、エアクラを自走させて納品するらしいけど。
自走させての納品が嫌われるなら、ガソリンエンジン車でのトレーラー陸送となるか。
そう。日の本国内での移送コストは、自走で納品できる地域の40倍を上回ると資料にあるね。
随分だな。エアクラ社にとっては、思わぬ落とし穴となったわけか。
If you think about it. Toyota, Honda, Nissanu, Mazda. What the fuck is... Okay, you've got Toyota, Honda, Nissan, and is that oh fuck, I'm blanking on the name. Fucking Mazda. Even I can see how sly the domestic car companies are after they moved from gasoline to aircraft.
ならば国内メーカーはエアクラ旋風による大敗戦で鉄道網がズタズタに寸断されている間に。
そうだね。彼らは生産移送の体制を虎視眈々と整えた。そして大敗戦の済んだ後、シェア奪回に動き始めた。
At the time, there was no choice besides aircraft products, so everyone jumped to the chance. The low supply caused a craze and created a cycle of high demand.
動乱期が過ぎ、国内メーカーも自社製品を出し始め、選べるようになれば、やはり、潔癖さが発揮されたのさ。
かくて、かゆいところに手が届く国内メーカー製品が、エアクラ社製品を駆逐していった、という流れか。
Kisaki seems satisfied by that answer. Seems like my understanding received passing marks.
エアクラ社製のエアクラをあまり見かけんのには、なるほど、そうした事情があったのか。
エアクラ社としては、当然現状を打開したい。シェアを回復し、地盤と実績等を固めておく必要がある。
She spreads out the data sheets and points at the page titled Long-Term Strategy.
いずれ飛行型エアクラを普及させるその時に、今回と同じ鉄を踏まないようにね。
伴走古車と同じ構図か。知名度は圧倒的でも、国内シェアはそれに遠く及ばない。
From the bandage company, Bansoko. Everyone calls it Bansoko, but they're actually using other companies' products.
エアクラ社もエアクラ社で大変なのだな。 この世の春を謳歌しているものだと思っていたが。
今はまだエアロクラフテック機関のパテントフィーがあるから、この世の春は春だろうけど、謳歌する余裕なんて、ね。
I mean, everyone calls it a band-aid, even though band-aid is the brand of the band-aid, right? So even if you're using a different brand, you're still calling it a band-aid.
今はまだ、か。言われてみれば確かに、だな。
No matter how complete the aircraft engine is, it doesn't guarantee that there wouldn't be a replacement that doesn't infringe on its patents. If price decreases in the difference of the patent fee, the replacement can very well take their market share.
闘争と元忠が言っていたが、エアクラ社もまた闘争の中にあるのだな。
そうだね。右対地酒造元もそうだろうし、熊銀だって例外じゃない。
熊銀が？熊本県内では無双だろうに。
カゴ銀はいつだって熊本進出を狙ってる。県内最大新金の熊新との合併の噂話だってある。
そうなのか。
みんな闘争の中にあるのさ。だからこそ手を取れる相手とならば手を取り合う。
In the heat of the conversation, Kisaki holds out her hand to me.
こういう風にか？
そう、こういう風に。
She has a firm handshake as usual. Kisaki then gives a satisfied smile. We let go of our hands and quickly pack up the documents again.
もっともこういうのは銀行にとっては大変結構な状況なんだけどね。
闘争がか？
闘争と協調との繰り返しがさ。健全な競争が技術発展を生み、経済が好循環していく。
Correct. But unfortunately, most companies would rather monopolize than allow for competition.
おお。
闘争だけでは破綻が生じる。どんな小さな破綻でも生じればそれは悪影響を連鎖させてく。
Even with my limited experience as a liquor wholesaler, I know what Kisaki says is fact. No matter how small the company, if their payment check bounces, it can trigger a chain reaction of bankruptcies.
かといって協調だけでは緩やかな衰退は避け得ない。ちょうどお人よが陥ってしまった状況のようにね。
まさしくだな。
Kisaki's words and my views bring us to a deeper understanding. Mr. Mototada, Kisaki, and Urakami all show me just a bit of what they see.
社会が硬直化しないよう好循環を生むために銀行は資金を融通し経済を活性化させているのか。
ちょっと大げさな言い方すぎるよ。お預かりしてお貸しする。ただそれだけさ。
預かって貸すか。
Redistributing excess capital to places that are insufficient. Without that, society will simply harden. If the decision is correct, society will certainly be stimulated, but the wrong decision will bring ruin even to the bank.
大変なことだな。楽な仕事だと今まで誤解してしまっていた。
よく言われる。けど他の仕事も同じだろう。楽しさと苦しさと難しさ、全部をきっと持っている。
ああ、そうだな。本当にそうだ。
ともあれ、熊銀とエアクラショとの現状について相鉄が興味を持ってくれたみたいで嬉しいよ。
Kisaki's tone seems to change. That is when I realize it. The first floor is starting to bustle. Urakami is probably right outside the door.
ああ。妃の解説はとてもためになった。ありがとう。資料は持ち帰って読み込ませてもらう。
Kisaki said some interesting things, so I overstayed. The sofa is warm from my body heat as I stand up from it.
今日はここまでで失礼しよう。で、明日だが。
よろしく。登壇練習はたっぷりさせてもらったしね。
An excited voice that's unlike her. Her cheeks are totally red. Ah, I see. That makes me happy. When she gets on the driver's stand of the locomotive, even the calm and the intelligent Kisaki gets this excited.
明日は君にたっぷりと鉄道のことを教えてもらうよ。
Yeah, but like, why couldn't we get to see that?
私が機関士代理だなんて。
Never mind, we do get to see that. She's nervous. Hibiki is freezing up so much that I feel sorry for her.
それが一番良い配置なのです、響。
In order to learn about railways, it's best to ride as a crew. But an engineer that's only been trained a few days is no place here.
妃様が機関助士見習い、相鉄様がその指導。となれば、響が機関士見習いで。わかってる。聞いたし、わかっててもやっぱり、プレッシャー。困るよ、先輩。先輩がそんなありさまじゃ、後輩はもっと不安になる。
Kisaki's teasing voice makes Hibiki twitchy.
妃先輩。違うよ、響。ここは学園の中じゃない。蒸気機関車の中においては、響が僕の先輩だ。
She closes her mouth and turns red. She then takes a deep breath with her eyes closed. Hibiki then slaps her cheeks with both hands, making a snapping sound.
ごめんなさい。今のなし。最初のとこからやり直します。かしこまりました。
Hatadoku proceeds with a straight face, and Kisaki looks on approvingly. Feeling both of their gazes, Hibiki then straightens her posture and calls out,
8620試験運転準備に入ってください。
運転準備了解。
Shit. That was loud. I mean, almost as loud as me. But the game is not meant to do that. The game's not meant to do that. We'll respond in a staggered way. Kisaki imitates that faithfully. She has an air of innocence like that of a trainee, but I can tell she is capable. It makes me straighten my posture so that I can instruct her well.
機関助士がまず真っ先に点検すべきは溶け線だ。
溶け線？
溶ける線と書いて溶け線。その名の通り、芯の部分が鉛でできている線だ。
というと、鉛は溶けやすい金属なのかい？
ご明察だ。それゆえ、これ。
I open up the gate to the firebox and point at the ceiling of it at the protrusion with the poker.
この溶け線は安全装置の役割を果たしてくれる。
With the boiler water, when the boiler water decreases and the boiler is cooking on empty, the fusible plug will be exposed from the water and the direct heat will melt it. That would cause the steam from the firebox to blow to warn us that it's a very dangerous state. That it's at a very dangerous state.
もし溶け線が機能しないとどうなるんだい？
ボイラそのものが溶け始め、圧力に耐えられなくなり、ボイラ爆発を起こしてしまうと聞いている。
爆発？
そうならないよう、溶け線が落ちたら火をすぐ消すこと。それ以前に、溶け線を落とさないようすることが重要だ。
わかったよ。
She cautiously peers through the firebox, by bending her body to see the ceiling.
なんだいこの熱気は。
I don't know what you expected, Kisaki.
ほかしているのだ。石炭の熱の他になかろ
That's what I'm saying. I could see Hibiki not liking that comment, then I realized that I had said something careless.
僕にはその他もわからない。
う。ああ、すまん。
Kisaki didn't seem to pick up on it. I breathed out a sigh.
火を保つでほか。つまり、今積まれた石炭の内側でくすぶりながらも、火は燃え続けているのだ。
その熱か。炎も立っていないのに、随分と熱いものなのだね。
Listen, Kisaki, I don't know what you're talking about. I can see the flames very well. That's a very fresh reaction. When I first started training, I just felt it was hot and painful.
すまんが、もう少し熱くなる。ゆっくりやるから、覚悟してくれ。いいか。
Crack. Whoosh. Huh? I tumble at the stack of coals, and it starts to go up in flames immediately. That's all I did, but Kisaki is grabbing onto me with a fearful voice.
どうした？もしや、火が苦手なのか？
普通の火なら平気だけどさ、驚くだろ？こんな地獄の釜みたいな火。
I mean, Hibiki's fine.
いやいや、もっと燃やさねば、まるで蒸気が足りなくなるぞ。
もっと
She lets go of me, but then I embrace her in turn. I hand over the one scoop to her and put my hand over hers. We then shovel the coal and throw it in. Crunch foosh.
そんなに熱いか。もしも無理なら。
いや。
She looks up at me inside my arms, then turned to the fire in the cauldron. I sent you another one in DM, but I think the one you sent me is better for the chatbot. What is this? Uta was just 5 years old when her mother remarried Yuza's father, blending their once separate worlds. After her mother's tragic passing, the house that had once been her safe haven felt cold and unfamiliar. Fear gripped her young heart as she faced a new family. Her stepbrother and stepfather, strangers with whom she had barely exchanged words. Unable to bear the weight of her grief and uncertainty, Uta fled, hoping to escape the overwhelming sense of loss and fear. But already, like I said, too much. It's just too much. Right? You're meant to be writing a simple chatbot. You're not trying to fulfill a word count. In fact, you're trying to do the opposite. You're trying to pack in as much information as possible in the little amount of words as possible to not exceed at 4,000 tokens, right? Kisaki nods, her face red from the heat.
ちょっと驚いただけかな。うん。我慢できないほどじゃないよ。
そうか。無理そうだったらすぐに言えよ。
Crunch foosh. Crunch foosh. Thanks to Hachiroku's prior training, Kisaki has good intuition with these things. She just needs to be shown a few examples, and she's good to go.
これはリズムがつかめると体がかなりきついけれども少し楽しい。
なら何よりだ。
Hibiki kept telling me that she's both academic and athletic. I'm sure I could leave her to be for now.
86、こっちも見ておいてもらえるか。
Leave her be for now.
お任せください。いってらっしゃいませ。そうです。どこへ行くんだい？
各部点検だ。長くはかからん。
I check the activity and status of the meters on the assistant side. After doing that, I exit the cab. I check the boiler, check the oil pump, and then look at the tender sandbox, and then oil the parts.
よし。
I return to the cab and see Hibiki sticking her head out the window to confirm something with Paulette.
おかえり、相鉄。どうだった？
万事万全。異常なしだ。
機関士側も異常なしです。ポーレット様から出発合図が出れば。
Hibiki comes back from the window and looks ahead with a serious face. The green flag is waved outside the window, acting as Paulette's green light.
本線
After confirming the signal, Hibiki takes a deep breath.
出発進行
Jesus. I'm meant to be the only loud one. A perfect call out from Kisaki too. We check the water levels and point them out to Kisaki while reporting them to Hibiki.
冠水80。よし。
冠水80了解発射。うわ、動いた。
With the sounding of the steam whistle, 8620 with the Hibiki and Hachiroku team goes smoothly on the rails.
キサキ、6、7杯投げ込んでおいてくれ。
了解。
I cut the boiler and motion Kisaki, checking the back all the while. No problems there. Bullet grows smaller and smaller from view.
後部異常なし。
後部異常なし。了解。
She must be excited. Well, perhaps because I gave enough time for Kisaki to prepare. Hibiki makes the call responses, even on detailed parts. It's something she usually doesn't do.
加速します。
Jerk. Hey.
ひるむなキサキ、煽られるぞ。
そんなこと言ったって。早い。落ちる。
大丈夫だ。
Pull. I hold Kisaki close to her. I hold Kisaki close to let her grab onto me. Jesus.
怖いなら、慣れるまでしがみついておけ。今まで一度もキャブから落ちたことのない僕に。
Grip. Despite how afraid she looks, her grip is weak, but I can't stop moving. We have to accelerate. No matter how much fire the water we give it, 8620 always craves more.
しっかり捕まっておけよ。
Whoosh. The moment I open the gate, hellfire and heat welcome us. Crunch, whoosh.
大声は危ない。長時間開きすぎると喉を焼くぞ。
The heat of hellfire and the sounds from the blast, the suffocating smell of coal and fierce acceleration. The overload of all 5 senses ends just as quickly as it started, like a summer storm.
あれ？制限60。よし。
加速は終わった。これからしばらくはあんなに釜を焚く必要もない。
で、
Huh? She suddenly lets go of me. In that moment, I feel my heart jump. I didn't notice it when she was touching me, but upon pulling away, I feel a strong softness from her. Nah.
妃様、頑張られましたね。
What do you mean by that, Hachiroku?
86、ちゃん、さん。呼び捨てで結構ですよ。そんなことより、ね、お顔を上げてごらんなさいな。
Inside the forest, 8620 passes through at cruising speed. We've grown used to seeing the scenery, but Kisaki seems impressed. Her glittering eyes marvel at the evidence.
これは、素晴らしく心地いいね。素敵な風だ。あの熱のない緑色の風。
Kisaki turns around. Her face is sweating, but she wears a refreshed smile nonetheless.
僕は分かった気がするよ。
何かだ？
I feel a burning sensation. The furnace is suppressed. Even the gate is closed.
君に刺激を、きっかけを与えたのは僕じゃない。もちろん、父でも、浦上でもね。
The wind flows through her platinum hair. I realize that, when all's said and done, she's still a girl. She is the branch manager of Kumamoto Bank, as well as Hibiki's senior and friend. But even before that, Hosho Kisaki is a girl.
あの熱に焼かれた後の、この風が。きっと、ね。相鉄。君の何かを変えたのさ。
How inspiring. Oh my... This is the first time we've seen Kisaki in a towel.
いいお湯ですね。今日も今日とて。
And it's kind of worrying that she gives Paulette a run for her money. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to see Makuda in the towel. If only. But at least I got Paulette and Kisaki.
そうだ。じゃなくって、そうかな。なんか、今日はいつもよりお湯、熱くない？
And Hibiki and Hatsuroku and Nagi and Fukami, I guess. And Reina? I don't remember.
あら。さようですね。そう言われれば、いつもより暑いかもしれません。
Hatsuroku's relaxed voice contrasts with Hibiki's slightly pointed one. I hear them, but that's not what I should react to. I can't move. What do you mean?
そうです。そんなに緊張しないでくれないかな。
Hosho Kisaki is right behind me. I didn't see her, but I feel her warmth. I don't see her, but I feel her warmth. I do feel nervous, but I'm embarrassed to admit that for some reason. This is the most nervous Sotetsu has ever been. My voice cracks and I quickly retry. Calm down, I think. Calm down, think. Taking a bath after running the train is normal. That's it.
キサキこそ緊張を解いてくつろぐといい。ここで汚れを落とすことは業務の延長のようなものだ。
僕が緊張？するわけないよ。納得をして入ってるんだし、全然平気。
If only this is how Makuda and Sotetsu fell in love with each other. Hearing that makes me think she's obviously not fine. Yeah, I wonder why. It's almost like there's a guy in the hot springs. She also wanted to come here because she wanted to wash off the soot as soon as possible.
居づらいようなら僕は上がろう。
いや、平気。居づらくないよ。ただ、少し。ほんの少し。
She doesn't continue from there. A peaceful silence helps me unwind and relax.
なあ、キサキ。
なんだいそうてつ。
She's way too stiff. The usual tub turns into a pool full of waves.
今日、乗ってみてどうだった？何か、新たな気づきはあったか？
あったよ、大いに。
The excitement in her voice gives me a sense of relief. Kisaki's still herself. She's most calm when it comes to work.
蒸気機関車は面白いね。ただ、客車がつくとなると、テンダーだっけ？
Yeah, we call it the chicken tendies.
なあ、そうだな。テンダーやボイラーが邪魔になり、キャブの様子や前の様子はまるで見えない。
だよね。そうなるよね。そうなると、蒸気機関車の魅力はかなり薄くなるよね。
かもしれんな。
I remember riding the passenger car back in the day with Mum, Dad, and Michiko. I remember being excited. I think I got excited even on the diesel rail cars.
蒸気機関車という5文字が強い売りとなるのは、ある程度は鉄道好きな人に対してだけかもしれんな。
だよね。やっぱり、それはそうだよ。
Even Hatsudoku doesn't object. Because that most likely is accurate. We can't expect there to be too many railway enthusiasts these days.
だから、鉄道だけで観光推進っていうのは、よほどのアイディアがないと厳しそうかとは思う。
Look, okay. Dexter. Hatsudoku chatbot.
アイディアか。
After Uta, of course, you still need to finish that one. If ideas happened that easily, nobody would have to work. Oh.
言っていただろう、キャブ内で。僕が8620から刺激を受けたということを。
うん。言ったね。確かに言った。
そうした意見が出るというのは、キサキも何か刺激を感じたからではないのか。
A watery splash. I can't turn around to look, but I'm sure Kisaki moved some part of her body.
刺激っていうか、僕が感じたのは欲さ。だから、相鉄の変化のきっかけになったと思った。
欲？
そう、欲。このままずっと走っていたいって。そんな欲。
ああ、確かにそれは感じるな。
Another splash. This time it's even livelier than the previous one.
相鉄もか。やっぱり誰でも感じるよね。あんなに短い区間を往復するだけじゃもったいない。
それはそうだが、伏線とはそう簡単なものではないらしい。
だろうね。土地が絡むことだし。っていうか、なら相鉄もそのことを？
うん。ポーレットとも相談をした。もらった資料を読み込んで、それもありかと思ってな。
あの資料からその発想が？
エアクラの工場立地と移送コストとの話だ。伏線がなれば、それらを一気に解決できる。
She sighs agreeably. But Kisaki also understands that this is nothing more than armchair theorizing.
叶えば素晴らしい話だけれど。
実現可能性を見つけられんかと思って相談したが、さすがポーレットは路線のことを熟知している。
On the data, the other potential location was Sendai. In the past, Imperial Railway connected those two towns via tracks that went around Kagoshima.
その伏線が仮にできれば、エアクラ社とお人よ鉄道、ともに利益を生み出せるから、できればと考えたのだ。
I mean, that's how most solutions were. That's what most solutions were with the aircraft factories.
お人用鉄道もそうか。当然か。移送となれば貨物列車が走るわけだし。
線路が長く続き、乗り継ぎなどもできるようになれば、観光列車としての価値も向上しようしな。
うん。だよね。これは、から。
妃
It seems like she's agreeing with me, but Kisaki is mumbling to herself.
周辺自治体にも当然補給はするだろうし。エアクラ社の長期目標は飛行型の普及なんだし。
Splash.
あ
A violent splash. Without hesitation, she circles me until we're looking directly at one another. Oh.
相鉄、それだ。それで行こう。
それ、とは、お人よ仙台間の伏線か。
I mean, I thought Sotetsu's reaction would be more flustered, but I guess it is in his character to not be that flustered. I focus on the conversation to stop myself from looking at Kisaki's naked body. Yeah, in the 18 plus version she is, but unfortunately I have to stream the all ages version.
しかし、それほど長区間の伏線を果たす資金などは。
ない資金なら作るのさ。君たちの知恵、マイ鉄システム。あれをレールで行えばいい。
Todoroku speaks out in a conservational manner.
レールオーナー制度でございますか。けれどあれは、大して参加者が集まるようなものでは。多分、違う。僕が考えているのは、レールを資産、投資対象として証券化して販売することだよ。
投資対象。
レールの営業権を分割して売るんだ。レールが利益を生み出せば、それを分配する。相鉄が86を所有し、走らせ、利益の分配を受ける。同じことを、レールを使って、大人数でやるってことさ。だから、マイ鉄のレール版。そう。いわば、マイレール。マイレールファンドといったところだ。マイレールファンド。伏線がなれば一番利益を得るのはエアクラ社だ。よって、エアクラ社は多少なりともファンドに参加する。
She doesn't guess it. She declares it. Kisaki's words and stance are full of coincidence.
そうか。エアクラ社がファンドに参加するという意味は。
極めて大きい。それは、エアクラ社が鉄道との共存を望んでいるとアピールにもなるから。
That will attract people from individuals and municipalities to businesses. Funds and opinions will gather, and that's how new rails are built with money and knowledge.
すごい。な。
My body shivers, and yet despite that, I feel hot. I think it's because you're staring at Kisaki's body.
妃、君はすごいな。よくもまあそんなアイデアを。
86に乗せてもらったからさ。それに、伏線の話も細かく聞かせてもらえたから。
なら。
そう！
The bathwater splashes powerfully together with her words and body, a luster in her smile.
これは全員のアイディアだ。そして必ず全員で叶えていけるアイディアなんだ。マイレールファンド。それがうまくいくのなら、きっと日の本すべての場所で。
ああ、そうだな。途切れてしまった。すべてのレールが。
The train track network, the lifeline of the railways, the plan to revive them is born right in front of me by the single smiling girl. A cowering sight in the cab now seems so beautiful to me, and
兄さん。そ 相鉄様。
Oh no, my buddy is heating up. Kisaki's naked. The brilliance she emitted blinded me to that fact for a minute. Bro, he has never reacted this way to anyone else. Not even fucking Paulette, not even Makura, not even Hachiroku. Bro, he has reacted more to Kisaki. Like, I mean, I think we know his type. Standing in front of me, Kisaki looks down. She quickly looks back up and... It's fine, you've got a towel on. Oh, wait. All ages. That's only in the all ages version.
Oi, Kisaki!
Suddenly, she turns completely red, her eyes rolling back in her head before collapsing.
いけません。のぼせましたか？
I know what you said there, Hachiroku, but I can guarantee it's not because she was bathing for too long.
I いけません。のぼせましたか？
響、タオルを。
I feel like I could collapse at any minute too. I think that's because all the blood is rushing to a different head. Knowing that, I suppress my warrior and grab the towel from Hibiki.
よし。
Flash.
お姫様抱っこ。
I have to be calm. I need Kisaki to be calm too. In order to make this plan a reality, there's no time to be dizzy in the bath. Sotetsu was hard the entire time. Maitetsu. I mean...
「帝国線路合同会社」か。
The name Imperial Railroad LLC. Seeing it written on the securities reminds me of when Hibiki was first appointed as provisional engineer.
分かっていてもプレッシャーとは。なるほど。こんな感覚なのだな。
何を弱気なことを言っているんだい、相鉄。
Carrying a stack of mail, Kisaki enters the room.
君たちの例えで言うなら、動輪はもう回ってる、だろ？今さら止まれるものではないさ。
そんなことなら100も承知だ。が。
I always think of the other one. Although we're adoptive family, we're still siblings. At the end of the day, I'm sure we've taken on some of each other's mannerisms. Bro, even in the fucking Sakura, Sotetsu has dated his stepsister, Hibiki, his stepsister Makura, and now he's going to date his stepsister Kisaki. Bro, Paulette was like the only normal relationship.
分かっていてもプレッシャーなのだ。僕ごときが合同会社の代表社員とは。
ごときじゃないよ。君が最適。
Hang on, I need to... No. I thought I interpreted it wrong, right? Right, I confused myself because of the common route in how Kisaki's dad wanted to adopt Sotetsu. I don't think that happened in her route. So he's referring to Hibiki. Right? Surely. Kisaki declares as she drops the mail on her desk.
鉄道、金融、行政に。古いお人よと新しいお人よに。エアクラ社にまで、君は強力な人脈を持っている。
そのどの分野においても、僕自身は大した技能も知恵も発揮できんがな。
それでいいのさ。どんな状況で誰に頼むか。リーダーはそこだけ間違えなければいいから。
When she puts it that way, it starts to feel convincing. Kisaki's the Ohitigo branch manager of Kumamoto Bank, after all. A leader everyone acknowledges.
正しく任せる。そのための決断をする。責任を負う。それ以上にまで踏み込めば、かえって混乱を呼ぶものさ。
そういうものか。ならば、そのように心がけよう。
I nod, and she responds with a smile.
それじゃ、実践してみせて。これ、どうしようか。
Kisaki points at the stack of mail while saying that.
ああ、もしかしなくても、申込書か。
うん。ご年配層で鉄道の復活を望む方は多いのだね。今時、これほど郵送申し込みがあるとは思わなかった。
情報入手もその分遅れてしまうのだろうな。しかし、先着順とは募集時から明示はしていたが。
困ったよね。即完売になってしまったから。マイレールファンド第1期。お人よ。鹿児島伏線ファンドが。
What would you do, Kisaki? Is what I wanted. What I would is what I was about to say, but I quickly suppressed it. I already have the limits. Hints. Now to put it into action.
元忠氏のスケジュールをもらえるか、尋ねてくれるか。あと、浦上さんのも。
わかった。すぐに連絡してみる。
と、僕もだな。
It's best to have a wide viewpoint and vast knowledge. I pick up the phone and dial the number I memorized.
もしもし、僕だ。少し時間をもらえるか。
すみません。遅刻です。
いえ、ご連絡はいただきましたし、仙台からわざわざ、こちらこそすみません。
Just as he stated upon departure, he was exactly 40 minutes late. I feel thankful about how exact the aircraft navigation system was on reading the traffic situation.
打ち合わせが長引いてしまいまして。
What traffic situation? Bro, they fly in the air, there shouldn't be any traffic. Urakami looks genuinely apologetic as he sits at the edge of the sofa. What used to be Urakami's desk is now used by me. So many things have happened in a short amount of time.
マイレールファンド1期はありがとうございました。エアクラ日の本の社員持ち株会さんのおかげで。
持ち株会の件は全くノータッチですよ。あれは会員投票で投資先を決めるものですから。
浦上さん絡みの案件だから、満場一致での投資が決まった。そう、うちの報奨から。
ん？
No, Mr. Mostada. He's a member of the Imperial Railroad LLC. However, just calling him Hosho is confusing. Yeah, I wonder why.
木崎から、そのように聞いております。
Since Urakami has transferred to Sendai, it is the current leading candidate for the factory. That fact is known by everyone at Aircraft Japan, leading to more support for the My Rail Fund, the My Rail Fund among the Shareholders Association.
ああ、
Urakami's expression lightens up.
買いかぶりすぎです。ですが、元上司からの高い評価はありがたい。
Kisaki's smile eases the tension. This is the perfect time to start the conversation.
さて、今日お集まりいただいたのは、おかげさまで、第1期のマイレールファンドが完売となったためです。
予想より随分早かった。法人としてのエアクラ社と持ち株会と、両方の参加がファンドを注目させたかね。
Mr. Mototada jumps in before I can finish my opening, but this is just fine. I'll ride the wave.
それは極めて大きいと思います。事実、オンラインでの申し込みの最初期は、金融機関からのものがほとんどでした。
金融機関。鉄道関係からの投資はなかったのですか？
What was that? Why did it sound like something was gonna go wrong?
最初期は、おひとよ鉄道さんからだけだ。が、ほどなく、久津みかん鉄道さんからもご応募いただいた。
Mikan Railway owns the tracks between Kagoshima and Sendai, while continuing to operate as a railway company. Their participation put more focus on the fund among railway industry people.
その影響で、かな。少し時間を置いてから、鉄道関係から郵便で大量の申し込みが押し寄せた。わあ、すごっ。
Hibiki's eyes widen at the mountain of mail in numerous boxes.
これ、どのくらい？
3 million.
まだ精査はしていないのだが、1万件以上ある。
Okay, I may have gone a bit over, but
1万件だって個人は一口10万円からの出資だから10億円分。
しかし、第1期分はすでに完売してしまっています。ので、取り扱いをどうすべきか、知恵をお借りできればと。
I bow deeply. Before I can even lift my head, though, I hear a voice.
第2期募集をかけるとして、候補地は？
どうだろう、ポーレット。
I turn to her, and as if she were waiting for it, Paulette stands up.
圧倒的にお人用八代間です。ここを伏線できればみかん鉄道さんの線路と環状になりますから。環状になると何かメリットが？それはもう列車運用の面でも利便性でもコスト削減の意味でも地域発展性の面でも。
The benefits of a loop line. Paulette unleashes her vault of knowledge, emphasizing key talking points and putting Mr. Mototada on the edge of his seat.
では、2期募集は、その路線の伏線を目標とするもので決まりだな。
って私も思います。思うんですけど、費用が多分第1期の何倍も。
As expected from the mayor, as part of the bureaucracy, Paulette hands out the list of landowners of the section where the track revival is to take place.
これはひどいね。見事にバラバラだ。蹄鉄が払い下げた時、事業参入を名目に落札した業者が結局は小分けに転売しちゃったみたいなんです。なるほど。第1期の時のように道路用地として自治体が一括購入したケースばかりではないのだね。
The primary fund was lucky in that it had favorable conditions. A little late, but I finally realized it. In order to revive the train tracks, we would have to purchase their land.
これほどの小分けもレアケースだとは思うんですけど、時間も費用も多分第1期の何倍も。
かかるだろうが不可能ではない。住宅開発をされていないのが幸いしたな。
After he declares that, the worries slightly lift. Mr. Mototada finds the optimism in this where I couldn't.
が、 第一期の買収を完了させ、配当を出すまで動けんな。続けざまにこの規模の募集をしては、信頼を損ねかねん。
ああ、やっぱりそうなりますよね。はい。
Ed and Mr. Mototada, specialists from different spectrums, arrive at the same conclusion, so there's no way I can object.
了解した。が、2期募集まで長期を待たせするのも、また、無限にお断りするのも避けたいのだ。
ああ、そっか。そのお手紙の人たちのお話だっけ。ここから鉄道人脈を発掘できそうな気もするからね。できれば、前向きになっていただけるお返事をお出ししたい。
Kisaki knows exactly what I mean. Paulette seals her lips and thinks while Mr. Mototada folds his arms, a wrinkle forming between his brows.
さて、一口ずつとして10億。5口平均になったとすれば50億の金か。
It's not a small amount, but it's also nowhere near the amount needed for the costs needed. It's nowhere near the amount needed for the costs needed for the secondary revival. Everyone's silent. Everyone goes silent. The atmosphere in the room is suddenly heavy. Sure. Hachinoku speaks up and turns to Paulette.
ポーレット様、悩んでらしたではないですか。お人よ鹿児島間の補選について。ああ、確かに。けど、なんとか人員を確保して。
なあ、やはりきつそうなのか。
I force a smile in response to the question, an indication that she's struggling.
現状のままだとですね、ちょっと。
そうなのか。
Federal Railroad LLC is lacking in technology and human resources to maintain the revived train tracks. I'd asked if it were possible to have Ohituyo Railway co-sign it.
そこでなのですけれども、お人よ鉄道の線路を全部、そのお金で買収していただくのはいかがですか？
お人よ鉄道の、お人よ湯の井間をか。
はい。
He spreads a map on the table. Hachinoku borrows a pen from Kisaki. She draws a red line and circles the area covering Unoi, Ohituyo, and Kagoshima.
相鉄様たちの会社に、このようにして線路の保守管理を行っていただける方が間違いがないと思うのです。それはそう。他社列車との相互乗り入れもあるし、全線を同じ品質と方法で管理してもらえた方が。
いや、しかし、そうするだけの技術も人員も。
ですので、お人よ鉄道の所有する全線路を、相鉄様の会社にご買収いただくのです。
あ
あ。I finally understand. By doing so, Ohituyo Railway will no longer need people to maintain the tracks.
つまりは、帝国線路合同会社に線路だけでなく、保線に関する人と技術とも集積させるというわけか。
さようです。
Seki and the other volunteers will most likely still cooperate with us. Then comes the issue of how to deal with the Ohituyo Kagoshima tracks.
きっと、このお手紙のご応募者さんの中にも、保線技術者さんだった方がいらっしゃるのでは？そうか。だった人たちだよね。大敗戦で失業した専門家は山のように埋もれてるはずだ。
While saying that, Kisaki turns to her PC and starts typing furiously. Without waiting long, the printer starts spitting out paper like clockwork. Urakami gathers it.
おほう。悪くない。 これならば受け取る側も納得してくれるだろ
確かによくまとまってますね、これ。押し付けがまし第1期追加募集。株式会社お人よ鉄道稼働中路線お人よ湯の井間ですか。
Oops.
確かによくまとまってますね、これ。押し付けがましくないだけじゃなくワクワクします。材木はこれから精査して詰めるとして、どうだろう、相鉄。こんな感じの募集説明で。
良いな。とても良い。
A catchphrase placed in front of the recruitment. It shows immediately that this is the basic business of Imperial Railway LLC, Railroad LLC.
線路を続けていくために、か。
To continue the railroad tracks, it focused operation or focused if focused operation or focused management is needed. I'll fulfill that role.
これは新しい事業モデルとなるかもしれませんね。つまり後発が日の本各地で模倣参入してくるかも。
なればなったで望むところさ。
Isaki laughs in response to Urakami's remark.
各地の伏線が早まって鉄道事業のシナジーも復活する。そうなれば健全な競争が発生し、業界が再編されていく。
Kisaki says that so often that I'm used to hearing it by now. I have it to habitually nod along. If our business is successful, it'll serve to stimulate competition and development.
ご異議がなければ、この線、一期追加募集案で材木を詰めさせていただきたいと思っています。
Bro. Stop fucking shitting on audio. Shitting the audio bed.
異議なし。
Mr. Motada immediately responds. Following him, everyone also expresses their approval.
では、そのように進めます。お知恵とお時間と、ありがとうございました。
An applause brings the meeting to a close. At the same time, everyone starts to move.
ああ、私だ。アナリストの野上先生のアポを取ってくれ。
すみません、木崎さん。少しよろしいですか？
もちろんだよ。なんだい？
I look around and find Hibiki staring at me. She seems to want to say something. Now that I realize it, she was deep in thought the whole meeting.
相鉄くん、細かな話についてなんですけど。
ああ、うん。
Well, it calls out to me. I'm worried about Hibiki, but I have to switch gears here. Anyway, we have to face forward to continue the railroad tracks. I don't know what dairy type Uta would be. She's a mix, alright? So, like, between dairy and tsundere. No. Dairy is the best description. Yeah. Baka dairy, I don't know. I'm thirsty. I may have worked too long. My back aches.
今日はこのくらいにしておくか。
I don't even have the strategy to take a bath. The energy to take a bath. I should get some water and...
あ、兄さん。
God damn it, Hibiki, don't do this again. The fucking... You did this in Makuna's route, don't do this in Kisaki's route too.
の、響きか。
I respond to her normally, but something seems off. Ah, that's right. We're the only ones here, and Hibiki just called me.
どうかしました？兄さん。
の、いや。
There it is again. She called me Nissan. Hibiki has a cup of milk and a plate of cookies in front of her. She must have been waiting for me to come down.
一枚もらうぞ。
I chew on a cookie and sit in front of Hibiki. I wonder how to ask her, but what I want to ask is the same.
僕に何か話があるのか？
ある。ね、兄さん。
She wraps her hands around the cup of milk, but she doesn't drink. After a long silence, Hibiki swallows.
兄さん、木崎先輩といるとき、すごく楽しそうですよね。
God damn it, Hibiki, why did Makuta and Kisaki's routes have to be right next to each other?
そうだな。楽しい。あれの言葉は良い刺激になる。
刺激って？
そうだな。目新しいという感じではなく、例えて言うなら、頭の回転を加速させてくれるというか。
It makes a Genshin impact. What?
背中を押してくれる感じですか？
そういう面もあるな。何にせよ、妃がいてくれると、物事が小気味よく進む。
A sigh. It may sound like it's out of relief, but it also has a weight to it.
相性いいんですね。やっぱり。兄さんと木崎先輩って。
So dare but reserved. Yeah.
そうかもしれんな。
I never thought about it that way, but now that she brings it up, we do see eye to eye on many things. It's not that our interests match, but our conversations with each other always go smoothly.
兄さんは。
She goes silent. A cup of milk rattles a little bit on the table.
僕がどうかしたか？
いいえ。私、友達がいます。学園に、同い年の女の子。
I caught off guard, but the seemingly abrupt change in topic. But Hibiki's eyes are serious, or rather, she looks to be pleading for something.
その子にも、相性がいい人がいたんです。いつでも話を聞いてくれて、背中を押してくれる人。
ああ。
I get the feeling that Hibiki wants to talk about something important, interjecting with anything it will interfere.
ずっと一緒にいれるって、自然とその子は思ってました。こんなに相性がいいんだから、きっとずっと一緒って。
The way she says it sounds raw and real.
けど、そうはならなかったんです。相手の人に、好きな人ができちゃったから。
It happens all the time. I think that, but refuse to say it. I don't say it, not because it would be cruel to that friend, but because something in my subconscious restricts my throat.
兄さんは。
Hibiki then gulps down the cup of milk in a single sitting.
木崎先輩と、これからも一緒にいたいって、そういう風に思ってますか？
それは、どうかな。未来のことを考えるのには慣れてない。
だったら、想像してみてください。
Hibiki's glance hits me hard. She looks at me without the slight hesitation.
兄さんと木崎先輩は仲良しで、仲良しのまま、いい感じだなって思うまま、時間がどんどん過ぎてって。そうしていつか現れちゃうんです。兄さんよりも、木崎先輩と楽しくお話ししちゃう人が。
I feel a light pain and like a pinprick. If it's a heart attack, the pain should be... If it's a heart attack, the pain should be much sharper. Why would he immediately go to heart attack? But it's pain nonetheless. It feels like something small stabbed my heart. A small but definite pain.
なのに、木崎先輩は考え込むことが多くなる。塞いでるみたいで心配で。だから、兄さんは声をかける。
I imagine that's exactly what I do. Just like how Hibiki's talking to me.
それで、兄さんは気づくんですよ。二つのことに。きっと、その時。
二つのこと。
Kisaki is in love, but doesn't realize it herself or refuses to admit it. That's the first. The second is that the target of her love isn't me, someone that feels closer to Hibiki, for example, Urakami. I know it's imaginary, but that makes the pain of in my heart sharper.
そうしてきっと、その瞬間、兄さんも気づきますよね。自分も恋をしていたことに。
なあ。
That may be true. Honestly, it may be. I mean, hell, it hurts this much just thinking about it. The more I talk, the more it may hurt Kisaki.
何が恋かを僕は知らんが。
I can't find the right words. Hibiki's staring at me. Teary-eyed, she watches me patiently.
そんな未来は迎えたくない。そのことだけはつくづく思うよ。
なら考えた方がいいですよ。そうならないようどうしたらいいのかって。
そうだな。よく考えてみよ
う。そうですよ。自分一人でたくさん悩んでください。
Hibiki stands up after saying that. She puts away the mostly untouched plate of cookies and cup and goes to leave the living room. Thank God she didn't confess to Sortetsu this time.
その答えは兄さんにしか見つけられないものですから。
Her back still turned to me, Hibiki starts walking.
もしも答えを見つけたら、私にも後ででいいから聞かせてください。その答え。
ああ。
今後の参考にしたいんです。私だって、恋に興味とかありますから。
参考になるのか？恋など知らん僕の答えが。
だから参考になるんです。私も恋を知りませんから。
Hibiki's shoulders twitch slightly. For a moment, I think she's going to turn around, but she keeps her back to me instead.
初恋の種を告白もできないうちに潰してしまって。だから一つも私は恋なんて知らないんです。
Bro, don't fuck you, Hibiki.
そうなのか。
I already did your route. You don't need to guilt trip me into doing it again. Or perhaps this friend is Hibiki. When I think about it, a feeling of gratitude rises inside of me.
すまんな、響。ありがとう。
お礼なんてよしてください。水臭い。私たち兄弟じゃないですか。
After saying that, Hibiki starts walking again. Perhaps she made up her mind about it. She takes one big step forward.
それじゃ、おやすみなさい、兄さん。
ああ、おやすみ、響。
Sound of her going upstairs soon vanishes. Hibiki called me Nissan until the end. The usual Hibiki would never do that.
考えろ。か。
That Hibiki. She was so weak in the past, clinging onto me when we were total strangers. And now she's strong enough to encourage me like this.
考えるとも。そして必ず、お前にも答えを伝えよう。
The steam whistle of 8620. I think you should... I think it probably is better to change it to traits. Seeing that from the platform gives me this strange feeling.
いかがなさいました、相鉄様。
He's too busy thinking of love. I mean... Tadaku in her operation body. She is in her maintenance body. Here's from the cab window.
いや、この晴れの日に見送る自分を少し残念に思っていたところだ。
残念とお感じいただけますことは光栄ですが。
Hatsudoku calls me over with a wave of her hand. When I arrive at the window, her tiny hand reaches out and brushes against my hair.
キャブでご一緒できずとも、私は相鉄様と共に走らせていただきますよ。
Look, this could be a mistake on the artist. Like, I guess the... Does the order look fine for the traits? I heard that the AI would make the most priority being left from right. Correct. The AI would prioritize the first trait over the last in every instance. Look. Should I swap closet pervert and cheerful for Uta? Yes. I don't know whose mistake it was in this scene, but either it was meant to be her maintenance body, right? But the localizers instead mistakenly said operation body, or the sprite is meant to be her operation body. Anything else you would add, remove, or change for traits? No. I follow Hatsudoku's sight and find her looking out straight ahead.
相鉄様が復活させてくださった線路ですから。それがなければ、今日のこの日は来ませんでした。
かもしれんな。
Should I add devoted or loyal? I don't know. The tracks are revived, and the aircraft factory has been decided to move to Sendai. The Ohito Kagoshima tourism train now departs. I think devoted and loyal are redundant. Since the day I returned to Ohito, I never dreamed this day would come.
この満員のお客様たちを、私は必ず鹿児島まで笑顔と共にお届けします。
News of the first tourism train has also become an advertisement for the secondary My Rail Fund recruitment, which just so happens to start today. Whether or not she knows that, Hatsudoku would still provide a great trip for the passengers, because loving and caring are there. No, loyal and devoted are the same thing. So you should only add one.
ですので、相鉄様は。
なあ、僕も最善を尽くして記者会見に臨んでこよ
八六、いつまでお話ししとうと？そうばい、口より手ば動かせって八六がいっつも言いよるこったい。
Wow, someone who isn't Hibiki Hachiroku Okisaki is finally here, but only in voice.
あら、私としたことが。それでは、相鉄様。
Devoted means very loving or loyal. See? What did I tell you? Redundant. You only need one. Devoted or loyal, pick your poison.
うん。また、後でな。
I feel sorry for taking their time during the preparation, but I feel much better after talking. You're feeling better? Does that mean I was feeling gloomy? So I should replace loving with devoted? Sure.
ああ、久しぶり。本当に来てくれたんだね。
と。
I remember it when I hear Kisaki's spirited voice. That's right. Today, Urakami is also coming from Sendai. I better greet them.
ちょっと、襟元だらしないよ。
あ、すみません。暑かったので。
Kisaki runs over to Urakami close enough to jump into his arms.
じゃないでしょ。危なっかしいな。
かもしれませんね。
Oops.
キサキさんのお顔を見たから。
Nah. What is...
じゃないでしょ。危なっかしいな。お一人に戻ってきて緩んじゃった？
Okay, never mind.
それほど僕は頼れる上司だったかな。まあいいや。な、ほら。
あ、すみません。そんなことまで。
Covered in his tall silhouette, she fixes his necktie as if they're in a relationship or something. Yeah, they are. They're boss and employee. Honestly, they look like newlyweds. Ain't no way this shit is happening the day after Hibiki talks about the fucking the hypothetical of Kisaki and Urakami being together. Frick. Hey. I feel the pain in my heart. And I finally remember this is what Hibiki told me about. This is what Hibiki wanted to tell me about. Huh? This is what Hibiki wanted to... This is what Hibiki told me about. So this is what Hibiki wanted to tell me about. Yeah. It was so busy every day, and we were so close in proximity that everything we talked about was so confusing.
そうしてきっと、その瞬間、兄さんも気づきますよね。
Is he reminiscing on what she said yesterday? Or is Hibiki behind Sotetsu saying this? Hibiki warned me about that, but I didn't realize it until now. I was taught to think about it, but my brain alone wasn't enough to arrive at the answer. Oh, that's not it. I've already arrived at the answer, thanks to Hibiki telling me about it. But I ignored it. I was afraid to lose it. Afraid that it would crumble away.
これでよし。もう油断しちゃダメだよ。本当に。
That was a long-winded fucking monologue just to conclude that you're jealous.
すみません。いつまでもお手数おかけしちゃって。
お手数くらいは構わないけどね。僕と君との仲なんだし。
Maybe I didn't make it on time. Maybe I was too late. But I know it clearly now. I still want to tell her how I feel.
キサキ。
ああ、そうです。どうしたのさ、怖い顔して。
Is this why Urakami is a guy? So that Sotetsu can feel jealous when she adjusts his necktie? Bro, There is no other reason for Urakami to be a guy, especially since he looks so much like a girl and is voiced by a girl. They retconned his gender. They retconned his gender just for this route.
怖いのではない。これは真剣な顔なのだ。
Just for this moment. Urakami takes a step back. He moves out of my line of sight. I consider the meaning of my actions and rethink what is most important right now.
だったら、何に相鉄はそんなに真剣になっているのさ。
君にだ、キサキ。
A blank stare. No. Is she a little afraid? Her expression becomes more and more uneasy, but my feelings aren't small enough to be crushed by uneasiness.
今気づいた。いや、気づいていたのかもしれないが、僕は今、君と浦上さんとを見ててようやくわかった。
僕と浦上？
Saki looks at Urakami dubiously before snapping back to me.
それって。
Dexter, look, if you can't think of anything to put in details, then get rid of it. You don't need to keep asking me every fucking time you're confused about something.
浦上さんにも、他の誰にも、宝生妃。僕は、君を渡したくない。
The color of Kisaki's face explodes into several shades of red. It's as if she were boiling in hot water. I don't know who that bashfulness is directed toward. My heart wavers, but I don't stop talking.
僕は、妃。君にずっと、僕の隣にいてほしい。そしてこれは、多分。これが、僕の恋だ。
My tongue twisted, my breathing is strained. How did Hibiki teach me then? I want to simply say how I feel, but I'm at a loss for words.
つまり、僕は、
つまり、君は。
Nah! Kisaki stretches both hands to me, holding me from the bottom. She's much closer to me now than she was to Urakami when she was fixing his necktie.
右田相鉄。君は、僕が、宝生妃が、好きなのかい？
好きだ。
The moment I say that, I feel a weight ease off my shoulders. That single statement is enough, and yet, I'd never said such an important thing before.
好きだ。僕は、君が、宝生妃が好きだ。
相鉄。
Bro. Saki bumps into me, her lips with my lips. Ah. The moment I feel Kisaki's breath, my breathing returns to normal. Kisaki guides me to her. She teaches me that this is how it should be.
やっとだ。言わせだ。我慢するの大変だったよ。僕から先に言うとこだった。
我慢？
そう、我慢。僕にも意地と見栄とがあってね。実にくだらないものだけど。
Was Urakami in on this? She laughs, a light laugh that's very relaxed.
小さな頃、僕は君に全く相手にされなかった。それで、君をすごく嫌いになったんだ。
Bruh.
ああ。
でも、また会ったらさ、やっぱり君を好きになって、 それがなんとなく悔しくて。
And then it all connects in my head.
だから、我慢か。
そう、我慢。君から先に言わせたくって。ずーっとね。
Oh! Kisaki makes an adorable smile. How could I have been so stupid as to not see how cute she was until now? Yeah. And because of that, we're bringing up the rating again. Because little Miss Kisaki, right to 5th. Didn't quite beat out Makuta, alright, but you know, it's a respectable placement considering that she was 8th last before.
君が僕を好きになってくれるずっと前から。そうてつ、僕はね、君を好きだよ。
Yeah, that seems to be the theme for every character in this game. You know, Hibiki was already in love with Sotetsu. Paulette was already in love with Sotetsu. Makuta was already in love with Sotetsu. Kisaki was already in love with Sotetsu. Like, Reina and Hachidoku, I guess. We haven't seen Reina's yet, but Hachidoku was like the only one who wasn't in love with Sotetsu before the game started, because she wasn't alive before the game started. Another kiss. This time our lips only graze each other.
だからいいよ、一緒にいよう。これから先もずっとね。
うん。
The third kiss is initiated by me. Kisaki's mouth starts moving like she's trying to say something.
キサキ、なんだ何か。
People are staring, that's what she's gonna say.
ああ、
Someone is... Urakami clears his throat. My vision returns to normal. That's right. We're at the station right now. There are countless eyes on us from the cab window and passenger car. Oh, so people were watching.
おめでとうございます。やっとですね。他人事ながら私もハラハラしてました。
ありがとう。裏亀には気づかれてるかなって思ってたけど。
それはもう。ってどうされました？相鉄さん。
いや、その。
The two of them seeming really close was just my misunderstanding. Yeah, it was. Because of the hypothetical situation that that you thought up yesterday. Urakami actually seems to give us his blessing from the bottom of his heart. Okay, you didn't need permission from him.
ああ。
He claps his hand briefly, and Urakami calls me over to whisper in my ear.
誤解されたままだと良くないですしね。ちょっと数秒だけいいですか？
はい。
He beckons me over, positioning me so that my back is to the train. Urakami loosens his necktie. He points near his throat and...
喉
Wait, finally! Jesus Christ. There's no Adam's apple. In other words, Urakami isn't a man. Took you long enough. I was waiting for it. Why did it take so long? I mean, I guess they never described... I guess Sotetsu never described Urakami as he in front of her. So that they...
なんです。 内緒にしてくださいね。
What? Look, I get it, right? This could have been a whole misunderstanding thing, right? But now it's out. Right.
いや、しかし、
ただ単に仕事上有利なんです。不愉快なことも激減しますし。
おお、そうなのですか。
Listen, Origami, I think there are other factors that would make people assume you're a girl just because it hasn't happened yet.
もちろん僕は知ってたよ。って言っても、銀行で一緒の時は気づけなかったけど。
How?
そうだったのか。
I guess all of the characters in this game are dense. If Urikami's dressing as a man fooled Kisaki all along, it's only natural I didn't know. Yes, because it was Urikami dressing up in a suit and tie that confused everyone. And nothing else. Look. The reveal of Urikami being a girl isn't that surprising. Especially since everything else points to her being a girl. The only thing that is the only thing would be the fact that she wears a suit. What? Yeah. I love a girl in uniform. What can I say? But I mean, like, I was gonna do this before, but should I? Nah. I mean, like, it is funny. Urikami's on the list now. Even though she doesn't have a romance route, I'd still... What do you mean, what the fuck? Were you not paying attention, Dexter? She isn't a girl. Yes, she is. She literally just confirmed it. What do you mean? What? She does not look like a femboy. She looks like every other girl in this game. What do you... It's time for the departure. Paulette's waving a green flag at the edge of the platform. The sound of the blast, the driving wheel turns, and 8620 slowly leaves the platform. A willing feminized. What does that mean? This is like the first time you've actually said something in chat that was relevant to the game. The entire fucking time you was talking about chatbots and shit. And the one time you mention anything about the game is when I add Urikami to the list. That shot from the window of the cab and passenger cars. Voices of blessings echo as 8620 runs to Kagoshima, far off in the distance. Hang on a minute, Randa. Don't go that far Alright.
おめでとうございます、二人とも。新婚旅行、列車の旅がおすすめですよ。
ありがとう。
They just confessed to each other. What do you mean? Look, just because they did the same thing in every other fucking route, where as soon as they confess to each other, they're basically gonna get married the next day, doesn't mean it has to happen with every character. Are you gonna tell me that he's gonna marry Fukami and Nagi? Yeah, probably. Fuck. More warm blessings from the edge of the platform. But it's still too early to enjoy that.
キサキ。
そうだね、相鉄。そろそろ時間だ。
That's enough for us to communicate with each other. We're so close, yet couldn't simply tell her. Yet I couldn't simply tell her that I liked her.
説明会を頑張るよ。
Well, yeah, you didn't even realize you liked her until yesterday. Or whenever the last scene was. The message can't be told without saying it. The more important it is, the more it rings true. Now that I know that, I won't hesitate anymore.
僕らの願いを、僕らの夢を少しでも広く伝えるために。
そうだね、相鉄。もちろん、僕も一緒だよ。
ああ。
I take Kisaki's hand and start walking. With Kisaki, I'm sure the secondary recruitment will be a success. We'll rebuild the lines, revive the railway network, and one day we'll lay the foundation so that the next generation can run toward the new future. Toward a snow-white rail. Toward where no one's gone before. Kisaki and me together. How is her hair wrapped all around? Her hair is so long, it has wrapped around Sotetsu's back. That was Kisaki's route. It was good. Unfortunately, you know, I like Kisaki more now, but the plot felt very rushed, and I mean, I get it, right? It's meant to be 3 chapters, I guess, 3 scenes, 3 acts, 3 chapters. So the whole plot is meant to be condensed into 3 chapters or stuff like that, right? So like, they rushed through a shit ton of stuff. They rushed through a lot of stuff between the bath scene and them having the interview and shit like that, right? Like, you could have fit an entire act in there, but that's beside the point. I mean, we already know my ranking changed because I like Saki a lot more now. Because she's a lot more than she showed more motion than in any other fucking route. Who would have guessed? And Urakami finally said that she was a girl. I was waiting for it. But, yeah. It's weird that every character has an ending theme, right? Okay, hang on. I need to see. Right, you've got Hatsuroku's ending theme, Hibiki's ending theme, Paulette's ending theme, right? Yeah. See, every character has their own ending theme, but not every character has their own opening theme. And I mean, I guess it's only because there's not enough CGs, right? There is only one CG for every fucking every route, so they can't make an entire opening around it. Even the Grand Route ending, even the Grand Route has an ending theme. But there's not much else I can say other than that I liked it. It was good. I preferred Makoto's route over Kisaki's, and of course I preferred the main three girls' routes over Kisaki's. Who would have guessed? But yeah. I mean, if we're going off of my route rankings, it's Hachiroku at first, Paulette would be at second, Hibiki at third, and then Makoto and Kisaki at fourth and fifth respectively. And then the others, I mean, Urakami wouldn't be on the list. She doesn't have a route. I wish she did, but like, she's the side character to a side character, so there's not much you can give her, other than the fact that she is trying to make she wants to make sure everyone thinks she's a girl, even though if you look at her for more than 2 seconds, you'd realize that she looks too girly to be a guy. And the only reason people think she's a guy is because she wears a suit. Right? It's whatever. Alright. Murakami's still cute. So I'll give it a pass. But that's the problem. Whatever. But either way, there's not much I can say other than thanks for watching. I mean, there shouldn't be anything after the ending, right? This is you know, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a follow would be appreciated, and you want to support me even further, you could always subscribe. But yeah, for the YouTube frogs, I'll see you guys in Rena's route? No, Nagi and Fukami's route. And for Twitch, I'll be playing I'll be playing Amazing Grace tomorrow. But until then, morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye bye.